Hi, my name is Sanari Kermish, and this is Our Bodies, But Where Is Our Choice? Today, I will tell you a story, the story of multiple women and the impact of Roe v. Wade. They say our body, our choice, but where is our choice when our rights are on the stand? Have you ever been told what to do? Like a choice wasn't really yours to make, like someone else, a higher power, owns the rights to your skin. Now, how about your body, your future, your life, your dreams, your decisions, and your rights? How would you feel then? How can you scream equal rights while they're taking them from us, deciding what we can and can't do with the one thing that's truly mine, the air that I breathe, the skin that I live in, the body that I feed, the choice that I should get to make on what I shall leave in my wake? What is truly left behind? A body, a clump of cells, a new life, but what about mine? What about my future, my rights, and my life? I am responsible for this life, what will come from my body, this being I will be responsible for, to feed, to love, and to cherish. How can I do such a thing? I am still young, my responsibility to take care of this life, but what about my rights? What about my life? Is it not unconstitutional that I don't have a choice? On this matter detrimental to my body and my rights, is it not the responsibility of the government to make sure we all have the same rights? The government should not deprive any person of life, liberty, or property. But alas, this isn't about my life. What about the unborn child, they say? It's not about me. It's about this life inside of me somehow undermining my own. No one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property until it takes an unborn child, a life yet to exist, and yet this life still somehow outweighs mine. 1973, a ruling that changed everything. Roe v. Wade, a name that echoed through the halls of history. Norma McCorvey, the voice behind it all. She is also Jane Roe, the one who started it all. How dare you think you can decide what is right on my body, my rights, and my life? This is my body and my right, my future and my fight. If I carry this baby or I let it go, if I am ready or I don't want to grow, another life inside of me, another weight to bear. My choice shouldn't be up for debate. It is not just another case in another state. This is not a political or a legal game. This is my choice, my right, and my fight. They say life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But who defines it? Who fights for our life? Who fights for our liberty? Who fights for our happiness? Who really takes a chance when our rights are on the stand? Texas law allows abortion for the purpose only of preserving the life of the mother, but that's not enough. This decision should be in her hands, her body, her choice, is it not? Preserving the life of the mother, yet women's lives are still being taken from them. Death does not determine the end of a life. A person can be alive but stop truly living. If abortions are allowed for the purpose only of preserving the life of the mother, then we should have a choice. We do not believe that the right to have an abortion is unqualified, but who gets to decide that our rights are unqualified? Who gets to decide when life begins? This right must be considered against state interests. Our rights against their interests. I guess our rights really are just being thrown in the bin. All men are created equal, but what about women? Women's problems and women's rights, women's bodies and women's lives, women's triumphs and women's fights. What about us? Women have to walk around not knowing who to trust. Who is there? Who is safe? Who will fight for a woman's case? Who knows when a woman will become a victim of lust? A crime of love, they say, but who's to say it was really love? This child growing up, no idea of love, no idea of trust. They say, what about the child's life? But what about when the child grows up, when they don't know what to say or to feel, having been created? Not out of love, but out of lust. A product not of love, but of distrust. Trying to love, trying to trust, but when this child is here, a reminder of all that was lost, a reminder of all the fear, the lust, and not knowing what was next, not knowing who to trust, with this secret that eats me from inside. I need to confess, but I cannot out of fear, this fear that consumes me alive, of being hated, of being naive, of not knowing who I should have to leave. I am still young. What will people think? This girl who succumbed to her vices, who's no longer celibate, but not by choice. What will my parents say? This child, the loss of my voice, my life, my future, and my rights, still a child raising my own, forced to grow up, to give all my love, the love I never experienced, the love I never felt, the distrust of my parents, the loss of my wealth. I tried to love this child, but this reminder of my pain, my suffering, the public to blame, the source of the disdain, every person, woman and not. Abortion is wrong, is it not? Abortion is murder of a future life. This future life, yet again, that outweighs mine. This child who never got to feel love. Every child deserves to feel loved, cared for, and to feel trust. Mere requirements, food, clothes, and a house that they will live. Such simple things which I could not afford. The true reality of being pregnant and poor. I may not have been in danger. I may not have been raped. I made a simple mistake. I have to take responsibility for my actions. This child growing up poor on the streets, being deprived of mere necessities, food to eat, no clothes on their back, this child to feed, to clothe, yet still on the streets, kicked out of my home, a child out of wedlock, a child I shouldn't own. But I had no choice, no way to get rid of this child. A life they saved, yet I have lost mine. This child, this life that was saved, yet not truly happy, with not even a place to bathe. This child, of course I can love, but love does not provide. A life saved just to barely survive, day to day, still on the streets. Our future still looking bleak. A sunlight in the darkness, a tunnel to the light. Roe v. Wade, our final fight. The end of this journey, an opportunity to choice, a turning point in history where they finally hear our voice. State criminal abortion laws violate the 14th Amendment. Yes, our point is finally being confessed. This giant battle, will it all come to an end? 1973, a promise embedded in law. The right to choose, the right to decide, the rights of my body we no longer have to hide. We can be safe and still have a choice. The courts have finally heard our voice. For a while, we thought it was safe. Our voice was heard, our rights were protected, embedded in law. We let down our guard. June 2022, a choice was made. Our choices once again taken away. Our bodies, our futures, our lives, our dreams, our decisions, and our rights. Yet again, history repeats itself. They think they can take our voices away, but now more than ever, we cannot back down today. We can rise, we can fight. We'll shout and scream until they hear our voice. And they'll be reminded that our bodies and our choices will never be something they can take away. Never something to simply revoke, overturn, or erase. Because this fight for a choice, we have done it before and we can do it again. And Roe v. Wade, it's not just a name, it's not just a case, it's our choices, our rights, our futures, and our fights. It is something we will have to regain. Thank you for listening.